Real yield. What is this new trend that offers DeFi that is getting so popular lately? As you may know, there is a lot of places in DeFi where you can get an interest in your coins, either doing liquidity mining, doing staking, etc, etc, etc. But what is the problem? That most of the time these tokens are actually worthless. You can see, for example, in PancakeSwap, a lot of pairs where you can do liquidity mining and you can get like 600%, 1000% a year, but it's not real. What you really are getting is the inflation of the token, and you don't want that. It's basically a pyramid scheme. So if people buy the token, you get a big percentage, but if nobody buys the token, they're just giving you worthless tokens. It's not a real 600%. Right now, there is a new trend with the real yield tokens. Basically, this is projects that give you part of what they earn during doing their businesses. Basically, you're buying part of a business. You have a real yield. You have a yield that is stable, that is real, and that depends on the amount of people that use these applications. In the video of today, we are going to try to understand this new trend of real yield tokens, and we're going to see a couple of examples of them that I think are very interesting. And at the end, I'm going to give you the one that I like the most because it's the most simple, it has the most sense, and I think it can give a good average yield for the long term. If you like the video before we start, as I always say, you can always give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. If you want more videos like this, you can always subscribe and you can leave me in the comments below. And if you get any comments at all, any doubts, you can always reach us in Instagram, okay? We have the link in the description. You can tell us any questions that you have. And with all that said, let's go! Okay, so here we are, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna follow this thread that Miles Dossler made. We're not exactly gonna follow it directly, we're gonna actually add my own thoughts. We're gonna add the own protocols that I like the most, but I think he made a good resume. So if you want the thread, I'll try to put it in the description if I don't forget, but as I said, it's a good thread. Okay, so basically, what is this real yield? As I said, this yield is classified as yield derived from the generation of real revenue as opposed to revenue derived from tokens emissions. It's very simple. If you get in a PancakeSwap liquidity pool, for example, what you're getting is the tokens that you are mining. Basically, if you get a token, random token that's giving 600% APR, you're getting that token. So if nobody buys that token, it's worthless. It's basically worthless, okay? It's a piece of paper that is it only has a value if someone's buy it, okay? It's that simple. So you are getting something that is worthless, okay? Here it works different. Here you are part of the ownership, okay? You're part of the protocol and you are owner of the protocol. So basically you work part of the operative revenue, okay? So basically the more revenue the protocol gets, the more you get. It's like a normal business. You sell a lot of shares, okay? I have 10% of the business, I get 10% of whatever you sold, okay? It works a little bit like that. So what we're gonna do is, first of all, talk about the most famous one, okay? We're gonna start with the most famous one, and then we're gonna see different ones. As I said, there is the most famous one, there's the second most famous one that we're gonna talk about, there's the third most famous one that we're gonna talk about, and there's one that is much more simple and I like the most that will leave for the end, that I like a lot, for real, like that one is the one I really like. So I'll explain that one at the end. So first of all, we need to understand how this real yield works so we can talk about these protocols. So the first example we're gonna use is DyDx, okay? DyDx is basically a decentralized exchange with leverage of perpetuals. Basically, you can trade Ethereum, you can trade Bitcoin, you can trade Uniswap, I think a lot of tokens, and you can use leverage. It's that simple. It's just an exchange like Binance, like Bybit, like any of them, okay? Like Coinbase, like FTX, but it's decentralized. It's not a centralized exchange. Basically, there's not like a centralized ownership like in Binance. It's on the network. You don't have to do KYC, you don't have to do anything. And as I said, it got very popular, okay? It has a lot of revenue. This protocol, I think DyDx is like top 3 of any decentralized apps, just after LuxRare and OpenSea. And the protocol revenue in the last 180 days was 211 million. It's a lot, okay? It's a lot. Basically, they take some commissions when you're doing some trading and they get a lot of commissions in total. So is this real yield? Well, it is real yield, but it's not your real yield. Why? Because you cannot invest in DyDx, okay? DyDx doesn't work like in a real yield way strategy. They have their own system and they have some owners who are the owners of DyDx and the ones who get the actual revenue, but you cannot get that revenue directly, okay? So it's not real yield per se, okay? But they are changing that. In the fourth quarter of 2022, they'll try to change that, and they said that they're gonna make it fully decentralized, community control, and not have central components. That's the idea for the V4 of DyDx. We'll see how it goes, but what it was important is the way it works. It's basically a decentralized exchange, okay? As I said, this is very important because these models that we're gonna see work like those. And what are these models? The first one is the one who's breaking the news, the one who's been everywhere, GMX. What is GMX? What is this thing? Okay, GMX is basically the best well, the best tokenomic out of any perpetual DEX, as they said here, but basically is a decentralized exchange, also a decentralized perpetual exchange, where you can trade BTC, Ethereum, and Avalanche. But it has a good thing. If you are owner of the token, GMX or GLP, you get part of the fees of the protocol. So if you get GMX, you'll take around 30% of the platform generated fees. And if you take GLP, you'll get 70% of platform generated fees. People like a lot GLP, we'll talk about it, we'll talk how it works, but basically the actual IPR is around 19% and around 20%, so they are actually very similar. That's an interesting fact, actually. But how does this work? Basically, they have an exchange, ¿vale? A normal exchange, where you can basically trade Ethereum, you can trade Bitcoin, you can trade Chainlink, Uniswap, a couple of coins, okay? And how does it work? Well, in this exchange, you are betting against the owners. It's like a casino, actually. So if you are a trader, you're a trader against the owners, and you can be the owner. How does this work? Basically, you are betting against the index, kind of like that, okay? So when you're betting, the guys who are the owners of the casino, in this case us, we're giving liquidity. How are we giving liquidity? With this GLP token, okay? This GLP token is very interesting because it follows the price of different cryptos, okay? It follows BTC, Ethereum, DAI, Frax, USDC. So basically it's like a pool of the general price of crypto, okay? A general crypto index. Right now it's at like 99 cents, but it doesn't move too much. If you see the statistics, basically we go to price of what is this? The price of GLP. Yeah, you can see in the beginning of last 2 months ago it was like 81 cents. Right now it's like 94 cents. Yeah, it changed a little because crypto went up basically, but that's all. It's not like the price goes up, down, okay? GMX is different. GMX is the basically utility and governance token, and it went up 3x during this time because a lot of people like this protocol, okay? And you have to buy GMX to stake it to get a little bit extra revenue. What is the problem? What is the risk in here? Yes, if you use GLP, you'll get, well, a lot of percentage of the fees, but if a trader earns money, you lose money. In general, traders tend to lose money. Statistically, they don't win. So it's a good idea to open a casino where you can be the owner and you can get those fees. That's incredible idea. But statistically, you can also have problems because it's a small protocol. If you get someone who wins very big, here you can see someone lost a lot of money very quickly. Okay, that's great for the protocol. But if someone wins very big, then you're losing money, okay? So that is a big problem. You can see here that the cumulative loss right now is 35 million. The cumulative win is 24 million, which means basically you're taking 10 million in fees after everything. So around 10 million, I think you can see it here in this graph also. Yeah, close to 10 million, 9 million right now during this time. So obviously when they lose money, amazing, you're making a ton of money. But what if they win? What if they hit the jackpot? What if they are lucky? Then you are losing money. So statistically, you're gonna make money on the long term, but you should be careful because on the short term, there can be fluctuations that can affect you. Second point, there can be an Oracle exploit, okay? This has its risk. What is the Oracle exploit? Well, they check the prices of Bitcoin, the prices of Ethereum from the Oracle, which means basically the Oracle is what connects to the other networks and tells you what the price is. If the Oracle gets hacked and it says a price that is not real, people can exploit that, they can make money, you lose money, you are the owner of the protocol, you are getting drained, okay? So it has risk. On the other hand, you're getting fees and you're betting against people. If you think that traders are terrible, that they lose money and that on the long term you're gonna make money, great way to be part of the casino. I think it's a very interesting project because of that, because it lets you do that, okay? GMX is different. As you can see, basically 85% is staked, but its price depends only on people buying and people selling. Right now it's $36. As I said, it went up a lot. I don't know exactly what it was. I think it was like $12 before, something like that, but it grew a lot. What other protocols we have that work very similar to this one? Well, the next protocol we have, because this one I don't really like it, is SNX, basically Synthetix. What is Synthetix and why it's so popular? Well, Synthetix is basically a similar place. It's a place where they have derivative liquidity protocol. What does it mean? Basically, you have different derivatives in the blockchain. I'm talking gold tracker, different block like Bitcoin trackers, stock trackers, different things made on the blockchain. It's called derivative because it's not the actual asset, it's a stock, but in the blockchain, for example, and you have a lot of them, okay? Synthetix has $423 million locked in. Like, it's a very big protocol, okay? It's not a small protocol, there's a lot of money in it. And the thing is, it works in a little bit complicated way, okay? That's the only problem it has. Basically, you have to put money there, and it's like taking a loan. You can protect yourself. It's a little bit complicated. I'm not gonna go into details, but how it works is when you are owner of Synthetix and you stake it, you get part of the revenue of the protocol. And the revenue of this protocol is also very high. You can see here the comparative of revenue from Ethereum, Uniswap, and all these different projects. And you can see that GMX in 1 day fees, it took $237,000, and Synthetix took $188,000. $20,000. So it's pretty high. There's a lot of people using it. And as I said, it's a little bit complicated. It's similar to GMX. It's a little bit complicated. That's why I don't like them that much. And I like this other project that is more simple. But if you want a specific video, I'll make a specific video talking about it. They have risk, but you're taking part of the fees. They don't give you a specific percentage, but you're taking part of the fees. You want a specific percentage. You want stable coins. You are not scared of what happened with Luna and USD. You want more of that. I'm going to give you another one. Basically, the third one that we're going to see, this is the last one before the one that I think is more simple, is Umami. Okay, this is the most complicated one. Basically, how does Umami work? Well, Umami has a vault where you put USDC and you get around 20% annually. How do they do that? Basically, they buy GLP or GMX, okay, both of them to get more rewards because you have to stake them, kind of. But the point is they buy GLP and at the same time they protect themselves by hedging in TraderJoe. So it's a complicated strategy, but with the mix of all, they get around 20% sustainable yield. As I said, it's sustainable, but that doesn't mean that it's easy because it's a complicated strategy, okay? This is not easy. You see this map, even for someone who knows, it's complicated to understand. You probably don't even know what derivatives are. So it's not an easy place, okay? There's something that I want to make very clear. Real yield doesn't mean easy yield, okay? There's a lot of complications in here. This is not just you come, you press 2 buttons, you get $20,000. It's complicated. It is complicated. But you can get good estimated APRs. You can get good money. Has risk. Of course, it has risk, a lot of risk, but you can get a good percentage APR and they are real yields. You're getting from fees. You're not just getting from inflation or stuff like that. Umami also has their own tokens and you can get like 6.35%, 6.55%. I don't like Umami actually because they used to be DeFi 2.0. They used to be a fork of Olympus DAO, if I'm not mistaken, and they used to work with those like super high APRs and all that fake stuff. I don't like that, okay? I don't like when someone comes from there. Yes, what they have now, this vault is different, but I think it's complicated for most people. Most people don't really get what is going on in there. They probably don't understand the risks that are in there. There's some risk for sure, and I don't know if people can really see that, okay? That's the only thing I see with Umami, but it's a strategy that is also getting very popular. TraderJoe is getting popular, so if you want to check it out, you are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe we make a video about it. But now I'm gonna talk about the simple strategy, the one I like, the simple protocol, simple strategy, simple fees, okay? Nothing complicated. And is a very simple protocol that has been there forever, actually, but it works like this, and is TraderJoe. I think they changed this. It was not like this before. I'm not completely sure, but that's what I think. But basically, TraderJoe is an exchange that works on the Avalanche network where you can just swap your coins, okay? Basically, you can put Uniswap and you can swap it for like, I don't know, anything you want, DAI, you can swap it for USDC, all in the Avalanche network, okay? You can swap whatever you want. Why is so interesting? Because if you have TraderJoe, their token, their, well, basically governance token, you can stake it, okay? And you can earn 0.05% of the fees that are generated from every swap. And these fees are after used to buy a stablecoin, which is distributed to all SJO stakers. What does it mean, Pedro? Talk to me in clear English. Very simple. You are owner of the company. So from the fees that the company generates, from every swap there is some fees, okay? When there is a swap, there is two types of fees. First fee is the one that the liquidity provider takes, which is like 0.25, I think. Yeah, it's decentralized, that's why it's so high. And second fee is what the owners of Joe take, which is 0.05%, which sounds very small, but APR is 35% right now. Yesterday it was like 20%, but it's always around like from 15 to 25 to 30% annually, which is crazy high, because remember, they are paying you in USDC. As soon as they get the money from the swap, they convert it into a stable coin and then they give it to you. They are not giving you their token. What about their token? Is it a token that is going to be printed non-stop? Is it a token that has no value, this Joe token, because you're buying it like you're buying a stock? No, this Joe token is actually a token that has already been liberated, most of it. What does it mean? There is going to be 500 million tokens of Joe in total. Okay, that's the maximum amount there's going to be. And right now they have launched already 400 million. You can see the statistics in CoinGecko, for example. 404 million are already in circulation, which means that we are in the last part of the the distribution, and there's only 100 more to come. Yeah, that's around 20% of the supply. Of course, you're gonna get diluted. That's not good, but we are in the last part, and you can see the last year is going to be almost on 500, and it's going to be the last. So the dilution is very few, okay, in my opinion. So why do I like this? Well, As you can see, the price of Joe used to be around $461 on top, like it was very high price, and then it went down. Why it went down? Basically because if you see the statistics of TraderJoe, the price went down. It's that simple. You go to all, you see price was up when the liquidity was up. When people stop using TraderJoe, when the volume goes down, price goes down. Sorry, I know sometimes I forget how to speak. When volume goes down, price goes down. It's that simple. So obviously the price is down, but as soon as volume will go up, price will probably go up. It's that simple. And on top of that, the more fees you get, the more money you get. It's that simple. The more people use it, the more money you get. So you're buying a business that you're getting the stock, which is based on how well the business is doing, which makes sense, first of all. And second, you're getting a percentage of every sale. It's like getting a royalty. You're owner of the business. You're getting part of the business. You're almost not getting diluted, like dilution is very few in this case. It's not an inflationary token. There's a limited amount of Joe. There is 500 and it's not gonna be more, okay? 500 million, sure, that's all you're gonna get, okay? So you're getting around 20% APR. It's obviously not stable. It's not buying a stable coin and getting 20% on a stable coin. It's investing on a stock that I think it has future because Avalanche Network I think is interesting. Only problem I see is that they are not working with other networks right now. I think they should also offer Cosmos Network, other networks, because right now Avalanche is only one. You want to be mixing. All the exchanges are doing the same. They're trying to mix chains. I think they should do that, in my opinion. Okay, humble opinion. I think that would help them a lot. But you're buying the stock of a company who's giving you a great APR and that has a good looking future. As I said, this is not financial advice. I'm not advising you to buy it, but I think this is much simple. It makes sense and is real yield. You're earning from swaps. You're not earning because the coin is going to moon, because whatever. You're earning because of swaps. There is less swaps, APR will go down. There's more swaps, APR will go up. Is that simple? Okay. Yesterday was 20%, today is 35%. Depends on how much people is using it. You'll get that percentage in a year. I like the strategy. It's simple, it's interesting, and it's a good business. If price of Joe also goes up as much as it used to be in the next bull market, then you have a round business. It's a great business. You're earning a little bit, and then going up. I like it, okay? I simply like it. It's simple. They are not hiding anything. You don't have to do like in Curve, because in Curve, yeah, you can do liquidity mining in Curve, but then you have to stake CRB for like 5 years. Bro, it's a huge Ponzi, okay? Curve is kind of a Ponzi, and it's full of institutions doing Ponzi stuff. I don't like it, okay? I like this. This is simple. This is very simple. You get a percentage of the swaps. Sure, you don't have to do anything. Just stake your Joe for as much as you want and leave it there. Is that all? That's literally all you have to do. You can see the total stake is going up all the time, obviously, because the more people have, the more they realize that it's interesting. And you can see that the APR is always fluctuating. It's between 8%, 30%, 17%. Obviously, at some point it was like 200%. But in general, when there is bull market, it's around 40%. And when there is like low market, it's between like, yeah, 10, 8, 20. It goes changing, okay? Obviously it goes changing, but it's real deal. Depends on how people use the platform, okay? That's why I like it. So that's why I like this protocol so much, to be completely honest, and that's why I wanted to show it, because I think it's much easier than the other ones. The other ones are interesting for sure. GMX is very interesting, Umami is very interested, DyDx, even though you cannot invest right now, is very interesting, Synthetix is very interesting, but they're complicated. This is simple. TraderJoe is very simple. That's why I like it more than the others, even though it's older, even though it's more known. I like it more, okay? It's that simple. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, please like and subscribe for more. It helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions, reach out in Instagram or in the comments. We'll try to help you. And yeah, I think that's gonna be all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!